Hey, you all, thank you so much for allowing me to share this ride home with you as you cook dinner, kick the dog, pop the kids upside the head, check their homework, help they have homework, okay? Just for you. I'm gonna always keep saying this. This is Thursday. School has just started a few weeks ago. Your kids have homework. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page, go to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe to that channel. That's the Jaye Spot Radio. Go to our Facebook page, like and follow us there, the Jaye Spot. Also, go to our Instagram, like and follow us there, the Jaye Spot. Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Hey, everybody. Happy Thursday. We have an amazing show you all lined up for you tonight. Listen, we're going to get right into it because, look, the foolery is real. I think that everyone has, I think most race of men have caught on to this or have been doing this for quite some time, with the exception of the brothers. So, brothers, I'm going to need you all to jump on the bandwagon with what is going on with the other men as you date and marry outside the race, outside of your race. Listen, I need you all because brothers are the only ones that don't seem to understand that foolishness is everywhere. That if you thinking that Black women are just with you for your money or they want to do that, and then you go get with you another race of woman and then you figure out that women are women, it don't matter what the race is. So listen, our first hot topic, and we've talked about this, but it keeps coming up and it seems like everybody all other men are on the bandwagon but brothers. So listen, brothers, I'm going to listen. I'm listen from my heart, hopefully to y'all ears. So listen, Canadian rapper Nav is, listen, he is allegedly, now this is alleged, he is getting a divorce and his wife, baby girl, hold on. See, this got me choked up. She went to court. They're going through the divorce proceeding. She finds out, baby, she up in there, she ready to sue, take half. Lord, she finds out in the court during the divorce proceeding, everything that this man owns is in his mother's name. You all heard me right. Everything he owns, all of his assets are in his mother's name. So what does baby girl walk away with? Nothing. You're right. If he owns nothing, how can she walk away with anything? So it seems as though a lot of men, most men outside of brothers, most races of men, they are protecting their assets from these women. They're protecting their assets. So brothers, I want to know, what are you all waiting for? Why are you all not on the bandwagon? Why is everybody else looking at marriage as a business? And if this woman leaves you, she won't leave with half of what you worked so hard for. We see so many brothers that go through the divorce process and they lose half of everything or almost everything because they're not taking care the business, because they're supposed to be in love, and I guess they found something better than being with Black women, and then you get over there and you get raked through the mud. So you'll protect yourself on this end, but when you go over there and you swim in other waters, you act like all common sense have left. So I want to know, what do you all think about this? Is this something new or have men been doing this all along? Have men been hiding their assets and putting it in their mother's names? Now, I'm sure that there are other ways to hide your assets opposed to putting them in your mother's name. So maybe create a trust or create a business and then put all of your assets under that business trust. So it doesn't necessarily have to go to your mother or, a physical person, but you should be protecting your assets because, again, everybody else, all other men are doing this. This is not the first time that I've heard. This is not the first story that we've covered with these celebrities. They're hiding their assets and putting all their assets in their mother's name. Again, all have been non-brothers. All, listen, John Cena, he gave his girlfriend a 75-page contract to sign before she moved in with him. And he referred to her in that contract as a guest. And when she left the relationship after living with him for 5 years, she left with absolutely nothing. So I want to know, what do you all think about men papering up and them protecting their assets? Or are you saying, you know what? Listen, Jay, I mean, I'm all for, men protecting themselves, but I mean, come on, for real, putting your assets, putting everything in your mother's name, or what type of sense does that make? Well, when Nav got the court and he figured out and he found out that, he gets to keep everything because his ex-wife, she did want half of his five. It's roughly estimated that he's worth $5 million, and she wanted half of that. So this turned out to be a win-win for him because he doesn't have anything in his name. So if he doesn't have any assets in his name, he won't necessarily lose anything. Now, I don't know how this is going to play out, in all proceedings, but it's definitely something to think about. Yes, you're right, Jaden, off YouTube. There are definitely not non-sisters that the brothers are doing this to. So again, brothers are not papering up like this and securing their assets. And I think that that's something that definitely needs to be considered because we are seeing brothers being exploited financially at an alarming rate. And one half of me, feels bad, but the other half of me is like, okay, how many examples do you have to see? How many other brothers do you have to see fall into this same crocodile pit before you understand? Listen, it's real out here. The foolishness is real out here. Like, I don't understand how many brothers have to fall into this same financial pit. So once you start seeing all these brothers, they're hooking up with non-black women, and then you get over there and you get played and you keep getting played and you keep getting played and you done lost everything, but you want to have anger and aggression towards black women, but you don't have the same, aggression for, your Buffy the bank account slayer. You don't have that type of animosity towards her. So I just think that that's something that we need to work on as a community, black men and black women, and just black love and relationships in general. But again, as long as you all are out there, brothers, as long as you all are out there, just swimming in the other waters and doing whatever it is that you want to do, at least protect your finances. At least do that. At least protect your finances because, again, you see the other men from other races are protecting themselves financially. So do your due diligence. Again, if you want to go and marry outside your rock out because that's what y'all doing anyway. Rock out, but at least protect yourself on the off chance that, you know what, well, maybe she is with me just for my money. Maybe she is with me just because I've signed a $500 million NBA contract. Maybe Busty Becky is only with me for my money. Or maybe Busty Becky does love me. Whichever the case is, you go in thinking Busty Becky love you, and that's fine. But still, paper up, protect your assets. So 2 years down the line, a year down the line, when it's revealed that Busty Becky really doesn't love you and Busty Becky really doesn't care about you, when she leave you, she'll leave with exactly what she came with, which is absolutely nothing. So she will leave with nothing. So you have to take, again, I'm all for people papering up, prenup, and doing whatever it is that you have to do to protect your assets and the things that you worked hard for, because it's real out here. And ladies, I believe the same thing, because listen, you have Mary J. Blige. She's getting screwed over by her ex-husband, like all the palimony, I believe it's called, that she has to pay him. It's ridiculous out here. So I just think that, as a general rule of thumb, we have to do better with protecting our assets and just protecting ourselves, because listen, people are not, listen, it's so hard to find genuine people. It truly is. It truly is hard finding people to be genuinely involved with you. And you definitely don't know a person's intentions until you definitely get to know them. So you got to put some time in there. And unfortunately, people that have money, I mean, I think that it's just they're in a peculiar situation, because it's just like they just don't know who's with them for who they are, or who's with them for what they can get. Now, listen, you all, speaking of what they can get, what do you all think about this new technology? Now, what are you all thinking? What are your views? And let me know in the comments. What do you all feel about sharing your locations when you're in a relationship, or if you're married, sharing your locations so that you can, keep track of your partner's whereabouts? Or are you saying, you know what, Jay, that's too much. I'm grown. I am not sharing my locations with anybody. I'm grown. I don't need nobody checking where I'm coming and where I'm going. I am grown. I don't need nobody. I don't need to tell nobody anything. I'm not sharing my location. Or if I got to share my location, if you got to share your location with somebody, then you may as well be single. What are you sharing your location for? I'm not doing all of that. Are you that person, or are you a person that says, you know what, listen, it's so much stuff going on today. I don't mind sharing my location. I don't mind sharing my location because it's so much going on. And I don't mind my partner or my spouse knowing where I am, because I don't have anything to hide or anything to lose. I'm not doing anything. If your mate or your spouse asked you to share your location, would you think that it was something wrong? Would you think that they were asking you to share your location to keep tabs on you? Or are you like me and say, you know what, listen, it's so much stuff going on. Like, I don't mind. Like, I'll share my location with my family when I'm going and doing something, or I'm going somewhere out of the ordinary. I'm grown. And I let people know where I am, who I'm with, just in case something happens. My people know who to come. Listen, where to come, where to look. So, being in a relationship and being married, I believe that it's the same thing. Now, I'm not saying we have to keep 24-hour tabs on each other, but listen, stuff is happening all day long, all day strong, and you just don't know. So it's always, in my opinion, it's always helpful, and man, beneficial. It could be to your benefit to ensure that somebody knows where you are, somebody knows what's going on with you, even if it's not your mate or your spouse, which I don't know why you married, or why you in a relationship if you can't share your location with your significant other. But at least, if you're one of those people, I'm grown, I can do what I want. You know how some of us get. I'm grown, I can do what I want to do. I can come and go as I please, and all this other good ish. We know you grown, we know. But listen, being grown and all, stuff happen to grown folks all day long, all day strong. So this is not about being grown. It's about being safe, in my opinion. So if there's nothing going on, like, I don't know what would be the problem with sharing a location. Now, listen, sharing a location is for safety purposes only. Sharing the location is not for me to say I'm at the mall and every time I turn around, you popping up out the bush some doggone where because you saw my location and you popping up. Listen, now if you have that type of energy, and listen, you all know the people you with. You know if Johnny is the stalker, then you know exactly why he wants your location. And then you have to ask yourself, if I know Johnny is a stalker, why am I still with Johnny? Because I know that Johnny got some cray tendencies. So why am I still with Johnny? And I know Johnny ain't, listen, the elevator don't go all the way up to the top for Johnny. The door don't close all the way for Johnny. Okay. The window don't let all the way up when we dealing with Johnny. So if you know that about Johnny, why are you with Johnny? You got to ask yourself, why are you with Johnny if you know Johnny ain't rap right? And if you know that Lisa, she ain't rap right, some things is wrong with Lisa Ann. Listen, you know that she only wants your location because she already been suspicious that you cheating and you not doing right, and she wish a bee would. She wish she would catch a bee with you. See, now look, you put yourself in that situation. So when we're talking about sharing locations, it should be just for safety purposes, and it's just to check in. But again, if your partner has a feeling that you live in foul, like you may want to tighten up before sharing locations, because even if you share, whether you share your location or not, if you doing something wrong and you doing something wrong, and the mere fact that they randomly bring up that sharing location is, they already know it's already some stuff brewing, and they just trying to find out. So if you decline the request to share locations, then it may, confirm for them their suspicions that you are out doing something. You might not be, you may be, you may not be, but again, at least find out and entertain that situation and entertain that conversation in regards to sharing locations. But again, your man, you're a woman. So if they are genuinely, concerned, and that's why they're requesting to share location, or that, listen, they a little off. She done woke up and she done had a dream that you were out somewhere with somebody else and she can't sleep now. So now she want to know your location. Now look, I'm 50-50 on them dreams, because listen, a woman's intuition is a lot of times on point. So fellas, I can't discount the woman's intuition. I just cannot, because it has been on point for me plenty of times. Plenty of times, baby, I have been home, sleep, minding my own business, and that intuition just wake you up like, get up. Get up, time to go. Time to go. Go ahead, put your gym shoes on, put the raggedy wig on. Let's listen. Go. I'm telling you. And it seems like it'll give your car a mind of its own. Your intuition has its own GPS. You be like, why am I coming down here? Why am I even over here? Because your intuition is taking you to exactly where the foolery is. It's definitely taking you to where it is. So again, just figure out what the reason is for the sharing of the locations. But me personally, I don't have a problem with sharing locations. Again, I give my family my location and my whereabouts. Somebody is going to always know where I'm at. And here's another reason why as well that I do that, because here's the thing. Listen, I'm up, like, my people thinking I'm in the house, and this is a true story. This happened to me like maybe a year or two ago, maybe a year or so ago. And this particular time, I get up, I told everybody, I talk to my family, everybody, I'm in the house. But then I'm like, I decided to step out. And so stepping out, I'm like, man, it was kind of late. So I was like, okay, I didn't tell anybody. Everybody, again, thinking that I'm at home. So I decided to step out. I'm on my way to my destination and was this close, just missed it. A head-on collision, car accident on the expressway. I was in a ride share and I was on my phone, so I wasn't paying attention. And so I felt the car jolt a little bit. I'm like in it because it felt like something hit it, like some debris or something. And I looked up and I'm like, what the heck? You know what? I asked the driver what happened. He said that he had swerved to avoid a car hitting us head on. The car ended up hitting the petition and catching on fire. Just like that. Just like that. And I'm just like, oh my God. I was so freaked out. I was so thankful. I was like, oh Lord, thank you, Jesus, so much for covering us. Because again, my people thinking that I'm at home. But again, I decided to get up and step out. And just like that, could have been just gone. And nobody would have knew because everybody thought that I was at home because I'm in for the night. But I changed my mind. And just like that, en route to my destination, and horrible car accident could have took me out. So that's why I'm just like, you know what? I'm always from that night on, I'm like, oh, okay, I don't care what time it is, I'm stepping out. Somebody is getting a text message. Somebody getting a text message letting them know, yep, I'm in these streets. I'll let you know when I get to my destination. I'll let you know when I'm in for the night. But somebody is going to know something because again, it's so much stuff happening. And again, you thinking you on your way, you doing this, but look, it's so much other stuff that is going on in this world. So, we just definitely have to be mindful. But again, if you're wanting to check up on each other for, you know, cheating purposes and you thinking he cheating or you thinking she cheating, that's a whole different conversation. I'm just like, at this point, me personally, I'm not popping up and looking for nobody cheating. Like, I find out you cheating once it's been confirmed, I'm gone. Like, I'm past the stages of arguing with people, having all confrontation, drama. Listen, if this is not your forever home, that's fine. Listen, one thing you don't have to do over here in these parts is waste your time sneaking around and cheating, because that's the thing that I don't understand. If you have not said I do, you are still a free agent, so you can move singly respectfully. Why do you have to sneak around when you're single? Like, I don't understand. Yes, I do believe that if you're in a relationship, then you should be faithful if you're in a relationship, because the last thing I want to do or anybody want to experience is you call yourself being in a relationship, but they still dating. If we're dating, then let's just date. Don't take another person's option to, continue to explore, keep their options open, and you're keeping your options open, because I think that that's the most selfish thing that a lot of people do. You want to put this person in a relationship, but you're still interviewing candidates. Well, listen, I want to still interview candidates as well. Don't take me out the interviewing process. You give me the job, but then you still looking for somebody to fill my position. Now, what kind of foolishness is this? If we're going to be single, let's be single. If we're dating, let's just date. If we're going to be in a relationship, let's be in a relationship, but let's keep it real. And that's the problem in today's society. Like, people are not keeping it real. We got all these good and grown folks, and don't nobody want to tell the truth. What is so hard about being truthful if you're still out here seeing people. I never understood that, because especially when you are being intimate with people, and if you're being intimate with this person, and God forbid you all are not using protection, and you're intimate with everybody else and you're not using protection, everybody is putting everybody's life at risk. So that's a huge reason on why people should be disclosing if they are in a relationship, and if there's, if they're sleeping with other people, so that everybody can protect themselves accordingly. Hey Peterson, how you doing? It's important that everybody is able to protect themselves accordingly, because if you have me in a relationship and we're together and we're not using protection, and now you out there with everybody, guess what? You done put my whole understanding at risk. But you all, people will be selfish like that. So you have to definitely be mindful of those type of situations. And speaking of protection in those type of situations, what do you all think? Do you think that married couples, and if you're married, I definitely want you to comment. If you're married, are you still using protection? Should you be still using protection even though you're married? Should married couples still use protection? Or are you saying, you know what? Listen, that's the purpose of me getting married, so I don't have to worry about using protection. I shouldn't have to worry about looking over my back and looking over my shoulder, because you're the person that I chose. So you're my one. So no, I'm not going to use protection, because when you think about it, you're like, okay, well, Jay, yeah, I mean, like, why would I use protection when I'm married? When I'm married, I'm saying that you're the only one doing a horizontal mambo with, and I should be the only one that you're doing the horizontal mambo with. Now, I know you're saying, listen, Jay, that is a ridiculous question to ask. Of course they should not be using protection if they married. You all have, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you all, there are a lot of married people that are still single. I know exactly what I said, and I'll say it again. There are a lot of married people that are still single. There are a lot of married people that move in a single manner. And if you're giving it up, they're accepting it. So if you, by chance, if you know that, or you have a slight feeling that, listen, the person that you done said I do to, they still got some streets in them, you should probably use protection to protect yourself. Because again, a lot of these people are just reckless and trifling. Like, they don't care. Like, they don't care about you. They don't care about themselves. They don't care about nobody involved. All they care about is sneaking around and getting what it is that they want to get. And they're putting your life at risk. So when you say, Jay, why would I use protection and I'm married? If your spouse is still single, you better use protection, because you don't know who they out there with. Jay, don't nobody know who. Okay, keep using. Listen, your life, your life. All I'm saying is, the world that we live in, unfortunately, a lot of people are not who they claim to be. It's so many tricks, is so many games being played. People are just not honest about like anything. There's no honesty, there's no transparency in anything. Even in marriage, people are still lying and playing games. So you have to be mindful and protect yourself, because your life is at risk. your partner, when you're sleeping with somebody, they have your life in their hands. And a lot of people don't even care about their own life. So how can you expect them to care about yours? All they're worried about is the moment. They're worried about what's going on for the moment. They're worried about the thrill of being able to have you over in one corner, and then they're able to go out and do it to whoever or whomever that they want to do it to without you knowing. So protect yourself and do what you feel is right in your particular situation. Hey Marcus, how you doing? You have to do whatever it is that you feel is right in your situation, because you have to protect yourself. Now, I'm not saying all married people are like this, because they're not. But again, you do have a handful of married people that are still single. And if you so happen to be with that married person that is still single, then you have to make sure that you're doing what you need to do to protect yourself. Because if they're not going to protect you, God, listen, you owe it to yourself. Like, we can't, the days are over with where if you're suspicious of something and you're suspecting that your mate or your spouse is on some garbage, but you're afraid to take the actions to protect yourself. And you know what? It's always the guilty party. So you may say, listen, I'm married. How would I even bring up using protection with my husband? Or how would I even bring up protection with using protection with my wife? And so it's different ways to have that conversation. Again, test the temperature, test the room. You know who your partner is, you know how they will act with certain things. You listen, at that point, if you feel like you need to introduce using protection in a relationship, in your marriage, that may be the point where, you know what, listen, it's time to have a conversation. I feel like, you know, is something going on. I don't want to accuse you, but I also don't want to put myself at risk. Now, a person can come at that one or two ways. They're gonna be grown enough to have a conversation with you and try to figure out what's causing you to think like that, or what's causing you to feel like that. Or the guilty party is going to pop off and start acting crazy. What you mean? You think I'm cheating? What you so you want to use protect? No. So no. So what you out there doing? So what you trying to say? Anytime you get those type of people, I just sit back and I just look. I'm just like, yep, bingo. Intuition was right. Anytime a person, you cannot have a conversation about anything. If I'm married, I should be able to talk to you about anything. It shouldn't lead to an argument. All conversation. Listen, even if it's something that you don't like, you should be able to have a conversation with your spouse or your significant other without it leading to a whole crazy argument. So I have to keep how I'm feeling to myself. So I can't come to you and confide in you what's bothering me. I can't confide in you on what's on my mind, or what's causing me to feel uneasy in our marriage, what's causing me to feel uneasy in our relationship. Again, you know your people, but you should know your people before you say I do. So if you know that you're dealing with a person that you can't talk to, man, that would be unfortunate, because if you can't talk to them and then they are in fact out there doing something, then you could be putting yourself at risk, because if they're not protecting themselves, they're not protecting you. So if they out there raw dogging any and everything, man, that could be detrimental to you. So, in essence, should married couples still use protection? That's a case by case situation. If you are with a married person that is still single, then you definitely should be using protection to protect yourself. Now, listen, speaking of protection and protecting yourselves, what do you all think about this? a man allow his woman to see him cry? Should a man allow his woman, his wife, see him cry? What do you all think about that? Fellas, are you in a place where you've ever had to tap in and cry in front of your wife or your significant others? Ladies, have you ever have your man or your husband ever cried in front of you? And if he did, how did you act? Are you a safe space? Because that would be the first thing that I would think. Like, if a man, if he can't cry in front of you, I I don't know, like, how safe are you for him? Like, how safe mentally are you for him? How safe are you for him emotionally? Like, if he cannot, crying is a human emotion. It doesn't make him less than a man. It doesn't make a man weak or any of those things. It makes him human. So if a man is crying, listen now, I'm not saying like he done lost his little, he done lost his little lucky dog and now he out to listen, but things just life, life happens. Life gets in a way. And especially for brothers, it gets in the way. And if a man, your man, can't cry in front of you to get it all out, that says a lot. That says a lot. That says a lot if you not a safe space for him. So that means now that he has all of this stuff bottled up inside of him and he needs to get it out, but he can't get it out with you because you so rough around the edges or your mouth is so reckless that if he has a moment of weakness, he knows that you'll pounce all over him and he will never live that down. And how fair is that? Like, how fair is that? So, men, you know, I encourage you, like, if you are having some things that's going on and she your person and you trust her, then, I mean, hopefully you've cried in front of her. Hopefully you can cry to her. But if you're not, like, I've had a couple of dudes, I've seen some tears, and it didn't make me look at them any less than, to be honest, it made me look the opposite. It's like, man, so we really are tapped in. You really are tapped in. You trusted me with that emotion. You know what I'm saying? Because men don't just break down and cry and all this other stuff in front of any and everybody. So I felt like we were connected once I saw that emotion. And it definitely did strengthen our bond. And I never brought it up. Oh, you sat up here and cried. No. To be honest, as I said, it made me look at him in a different light, in a more respected. I had a little bit more respect for him after that because I'm like, man, you trust me. Like, you trust me to be your safe space just like I trust you to be my safe space. So, fellas, if you feel like she your safe space, rock out because there's no purpose in holding in all that ish. Folks is stroking out, having heart attacks, all kinds of double strokes, triple strokes, all kinds of crap because of stress. So, if you feel like you got to get it out, get it out. And it's like, crying is healthy. Now, listen, I'm not saying, and that's for, look, cry whenever you want to. To me, there is no limit on when you can cry. Okay, just don't be crying because your haircut ain't, right, or your barber didn't get your lining right. Because then I'm gonna have to, look at you sideways. But anything outside of that, go ahead on and cry because, again, in my opinion, it's a human emotion, and you can't stop a person from being human and experiencing human things. Now, listen, speaking of human things, what do you all think about this next hot topic? Do you think it takes 6 months to a year to know if you want to be in a relationship with someone? Does it take 6 months to a year just to know if you want to be in a relationship? This ain't even to know if you want to marry them. They want to know, does it take 6 months to a year to know if you want to be in a relationship with someone? Fellas, what do you all think about that? Does it take at least 6 months to a year to say, you know what? You know, I want to be in a relationship with her. Not I want to get married. I want to be in a relationship with her. Ladies, what do you all think about that? Does it take 6 months to a year for you to know that you want to be in a relationship with that man? 6 months to a year, and you're like, well, you know what? I guess we can go ahead on. We've been seeing each other for a year. I guess we can go ahead and now we can go and enter into the relationship phase. What was y'all doing? And what was y'all doing in the 6 months? The 6 months to the year. What is that period called? Like, 6 months to a year. If, like, I don't know. Like, for me, I think that after a couple of dates, consistent dates, then I'm going to know if I want to be in a relationship with you so that I can see if this is going to be something that we're doing for the long haul. Because after a year, like, if we're together for a year, I'm expecting for us, if we are marriage type people and we've already talked about our desires to be married, in a year, I'm expecting for us to start having that conversation. But that's just me. Cedric is saying 2 weeks to 2 months, and I've said it before. Absolutely, I think that that's a good time frame, Cedric. But 6 months to a year, baby, especially in the 30 plus age range, I'm not giving you no year before you decide you want to be in a relationship, or if I decide I want to be in a relationship. It doesn't take, for me, it doesn't take me that long. I know right then, and I'm gonna know, even after some conversations, to be honest. If I'm talking and the conversations are not sitting right with me, then there's no need for me to go on a date. Like, I don't even need to, like, meet you in person, because I've already formed my opinion based upon the conversations that we'd had over the phone or the text exchange. And again, a deal breaker for me, I look, at this point, yes, we are all busy. But if you are too busy to pick up the phone, or if you're too busy to answer the phone, I'm not her. Like, I'm not her. I love texting, it's convenient and all that other stuff. But for me, texting is so impersonal. And I don't believe that you can build a meaningful relationship via text. What do you all think about that? Can you build a relationship via text message? And also, is 6 months to a year, is that is that too long to decide that you want to be in a relationship? Or is that sufficient amount of time? Or do you need longer than 6 months to a year to determine if you want to be in a relationship with someone? And then text messaging. If you're texting this person, so y'all spent 6 months texting, what kind of relationship? Listen, for me, I feel like we in a group chat. Like, texting is so impersonal. Like, it's I don't mind the occasional good morning, we checking in text message. Absolutely. But to make all of our plans during text message, our whole source of communication is through text messages. Be very mindful and be very just keep your eye open on building, solid, putting your all into those type of relationships, because to me that says that you got some other things you're juggling some people. And texting is definitely easy if you got a roster. And here's the deal: if you got a roster, let folks know you one of whoever. Like, let people know that, like, we're dating. So keep dating and keep it at dating, opposed to being, putting people in a relationship. Because again, when you put a person in a relationship, the expectations change. But in dating, are there really any expectations when you're just dating a person, or you're dating? So you're seeing multiple people. And let me tell you, listen, years ago, I didn't know much about dating. I just thought that once you started, if you were talking to somebody, to me, that said we were in a relationship. But I've had to change my way of thinking and doing things based upon how the majority of people move out here. I had to learn and figure out, yeah, no, no, no. Dating means y'all just dating. They not with you and you not with them until you have a conversation, and then you all say, you my boo, I'm your boo, you my boo, and all this other good ish. But if a conversation hasn't been said, had, and it's been mutually agreed that you all are in a relationship, then you are dating. So what I'm saying is, stop having those conversations, because I think a lot of men put women in relationships, but you still want to date. And that's unfair. If we're dating, let's keep it. If you dating, then I should still be able to date. And when you are dating, fellas, and when you dating, ladies, do you want to know? Do you ask people how many people that are they seeing? Or is that too personal? So if you're dating someone, fellas, do you want to know how many other men she's dating? And ladies, when you're dating someone, do you want to know how many other ladies he's dating? Or are you just like, you know what? It doesn't matter who else he's dating or whoever else he's seeing, because I know that we're just dating. So if I know that we're dating, then I know that there are others. And for me, I'm okay with that. But I will say this, I can't take situations like that seriously. It's very hard for me to take people seriously. And I guess that's probably why people don't like to disclose it. But I just don't. I take it hard. It's hard to take people seriously that have so many people in rotation. So I'm just like, I like to make it easy for people. I'll just back out and just, go find somebody that's not entertaining so many people at one time, because I hate dating. Like, I hate it. Michael is saying, are people dating anyone? Are people dating anymore? That's what we're talking about. Dating, dating multiple people, seeing multiple people. And I think dating people and being intimate with people are two different things. So it's like you could be dating four men, but she may be like, okay, well, I'm only sleeping with one of them. But again, for me, just thinking about that, I'm like, man, that's kind of messy right there, because what do you do when somebody catches feelings? Somebody is bound to catch feelings. And what if you catch feelings for him and he caught feelings for her? See, that now this is going to be a messed up situation. And that's why, for me, I just, dating, I'm not a big fan of it, especially the way that it's done today. But I respect dating, and I respect how it's set up when it's done correctly and properly. But again, I don't think a lot of people are, and maybe because of people like me that feel like, okay, I don't like all the variety. I don't like all of that. Like, I like to just one person at a time. Like, I'm talking to you again, because for me, it doesn't take long for me to decide if there's going to be a date or if there's going to be a second date. It does not. Like, it does not take me long at all. And I feel like, okay, well, once I've said, okay, well, you know what? I'm not seeing anybody else. But if you're a person like that, you got to understand, just because you're not seeing somebody else, you can't put a damper on their process. So you've decided you want to lock in with him, but he's not locked in with you. He's still seeing other people. So you should listen. You can't be that type of dater. Being that type of dater is very, very emotionally draining, and it's emotionally dangerous because you're locking in on somebody, hoping with the hopes that they'll lock in on you. And now you're stressing out, and now you're mad and you're unhappy because you're choosing them, but they're still interviewing. So you don't have the job. You want the job so bad, you want the position so bad that you decide to lock in. Don't lock in until the lock in is mutual. So if you both are not locking in on each other, listen, don't be a one-sided relationship, because that's how a lot of one-sided relationships start. Now you put yourself in position where you're in a relationship with them, but they never said that they were in a relationship. They're still dating. So that's all in your mind, that you all are together. Now you're putting yourself in position for your feelings to get hurt, because this is the person that you want, but they haven't established that you're the person that they want. So until those conversations have been had, and until that agreement has been made, continue to explore your options. Continue to date, continue to meet new people until you both decide, you know what, now is the time to lock in. Cedric, you're saying, nah, you got to talk, hear their voice, and see one another and learn their mannerisms. You definitely do. Again, because when you go back to relying on those text messages, again, I just feel like that, these text messages, baby, listen, you could have been on text 30 people, the same thing, a copy and paste, and you've texted all these people the same thing. So it's like, when you're dealing with the text messages, again, it's okay in its place, but for that to be the primary source of communication, that's not gonna really work to build a healthy, meaningful relationship. Because again, you can't, it's something about talking to a person. You can hear the tone, you can hear the vibration of the voice, you can kind of decipher their level of interest, you can kind of decipher their intent from the conversation when you hear their voice, versus receiving a text message. The text message is left up to the receiver to interpret it however it is that they're feeling at that moment. So a text message is left up to the interpretation of the receiver. Whereas the conversation, there's actually some vibing and some vibration and all this, the energy, the vibes, all that is there. You can kind of hear all of that and pick that up from a conversation, versus if you are just texting. But when you talk about the time frame and how long it takes, 6 months would be for me the cap, and knowing whether or not, again, if we're even going to be in a relationship. But I would be even mindful of that time frame, because I'm like, if it's taking you 6 months to a year to determine if you want to be in a relationship, to me, I would look at that as this could probably be the type of person that wants to string someone along, because it's taking you too long to decide whether or not you want to be in a relationship or you want to still continue to just see each other. So if it takes, again, 6 months, definitely a year, they're stringing you along. I believe that that would be a string along type of situation. That would be the type of situation where one would be wanting to get married, and then they're like, waiting. Oh, well, we need to know each other at least 6 years, 7 years. We need to know each other 10 years before we even start talking about marriage. Like, what? So you already done spent a year just to decide if you wanted to be in a relationship. Then after the relationship, you decide to get in a relationship after that year. Then they want to take another 2 years to say, you know what, now let's be in a committed relationship. And then they're going to take another 3 to 5 years to determine if they want to get engaged. And you dead by the time they decide if they want to even have a conversation on getting married. You dead now. You listen, you on your way out the door. They done took so much doggone time. You don't let these folks don't waste your time doing, oh well, yeah. I don't believe in rushing in anything. Listen, if you don't believe in rushing, I'm okay with that. Listen, I don't fight people on what they believe in. I really don't. What you do, opposed to fighting people on what they believe in, you remove yourself from the situation and you let them find somebody that is going to be okay with the bull junkie that they're spewing or the bull junkie that they're putting out there. You have to let them go so that they can continue to entertain that person, because if you're not that person that they're going to be entertained, you're not that person. But you can't change their belief. I don't try to, again, I want you to tell me exactly who you are, what you are. I want to see how you move, and I want to see if that aligns with what it is that I want, what it is that I desire, and what it is that I need, and how I like to move. And if it doesn't align, then I'm not going to come and try to change how you do things. I'm going to go and find somebody that does things the way I'm comfortable with it being done. I don't say, oh well, if this man, if he says that that's his standard, that's what he does. He waits 6 months to a year. Okay, won't be me, but okay, and I don't feel that that's a problem. This is why you want to get this stuff out there, like, quickly. Like, at this point, it's dating to me. It's like the sorting. It's a sort. You're going through a sorting process. Like, let's sort. The quicker you sort, the less likely you are to sit and continue to waste your time. And that's for both men and women. If the conversation, again, it's certain things that I just think that you should talk about, certain things up front, like immediately before any feelings are involved, just so that you can kind of know, like, okay, well, do I want a second date with this person? Do I want a third date? Do I want to, because I already know some key things that don't line up with what I want, and those things are very important to me, and I don't want to change those things. So I'm going to back out at this point, because I'm not going to go forward, because the big things that are important to me, it's some things that we're not matching on those things. And these are some non-negotiables for me. And I'm not saying, oh, have a list and this and that, but we all know things that are important. And I'll give 2 examples. If you're a person that says, you know what, I don't want any more kids, and you're standing on that, that is a non-negotiable. You are done having kids. So now you're in a new situation and you're getting to know this person. For me, I would want to know that, like, that would be something that I believe is important that you should talk about up front before any feelings and anything are getting involved. Because, again, for me, this is how I look at it. Why am I going to waste my time or your time when I know, okay, listen, I'm done with kids, and this may be a man that doesn't have any kids? Why entertain that? Unless he's a man that says, I don't want kids, I never wanted kids. Okay, now we can do something. But if this is a man that doesn't have kids, but he wants kids, and you know that you're done having kids, I don't care how good of a man he is, it's not fair to proceed forward in a relationship like that. What do you all think about that? Do you think that it's a good idea? Like, if you already know, it's certain things you already know. Like, if you're a man that says, you know what, I don't date women with kids. Or if you're a woman that says, I don't date men with kids, or I don't date men with small kids, or I don't date women with small kids. And if you know that the person that you're interested in falls in that category, or that particular standard that you are against applies to them, why go forward when you already know up front you don't want to deal with somebody that has kids? You're entitled to feel like that. Stop stop pursuing these people. When you find out they got kids, you got to cut it off, because you already know that's not what you're looking for. If you know that, again, he wants kids, I'm asking up front. We could have it. Listen, we could even talk about it before we go on a date, because, again, that's a part of getting to know each other. Now, some people say, well, Jay, this, oh my God, that is so, how do you ask that up front? Where if you're having a conversation, I'm just trying to figure out, what are we talking about when we having a conversation, especially in the 30 plus age range? What are we talking about? If we are not talking about, at this point, we should, for those that desire to settle down, you should be planning out the next chapter in your life. You should have some goals and some desires and a plan towards, the next phase in your life, which is having a family. If you're the person that desires to have a family, this is only, everybody doesn't desire to have a family. So if you don't desire to have a family, you're the person that can continue to, waver on, through these dating streets. But you're also the person that has to let other people know this is not all you see is dating. You don't believe in settling down. Ladies, if a man tells you he does not believe in marriage, believe him. Respect his belief. Stop trying to change these men's minds. It doesn't matter how well you jump off the chandelier. He does not believe in marriage. Listen, if you want to get married and he don't believe in marriage, that is a no-go. Save yourself the trouble. Save yourself the heartache and pain, because, honey, he will sleep with you for 12,000 years, give you 12,000 babies, but will never marry you, because he already told you he did not believe in marriage. So when they tell you that, believe them. I never really heard a woman say she doesn't believe in marriage, but there are women that are out there that don't believe in marriage or that don't desire marriage. So, again, those are conversations, those are things that should be had, in my opinion, up front, because I feel like no harm, no foul. I'm not saying, do you want to marry me or I want to marry you? I just want to know what your stance is on those particular important conversations and situations, because that at that point, that's where I believe people waste a lot of time, right there in that zone. That's what people waste a lot of time dating. What the heck are you scared for? You scared to talk to people, you scared to have a conversation, but you're not scared to jump in the bed and do all kinds of freaky stuff, but you're scared to ask them, do they believe in marriage? You're scared to ask them, do they want to have any more? Do they see themselves having any more kids? You're scared to ask them all that stuff, but you're not scared to do all that stuff that you see on Pornhub. I don't understand it, you all. I don't understand it whatsoever. Leo on YouTube, he's saying, I don't have kids, but I'm cool with women with kids, just not too many, and especially bad baby kids. I totally understand. I totally understand. Leo, let me ask you this. Do you want to have kids? And would you date a woman that says that she doesn't want to have kids? Because kind of that's where we were going with that point. Like, if you are a man that doesn't have kids, is it a good idea to date someone or be in a relationship with a woman that says, you know what, listen, I'm done having kids. Like, I'm not having any more kids. But you guys are a good match. You feel like, Lord, everything in this is aligned, and he's what you wanted, she's what you wanted. But it's unfortunate because I've seen situations like this, and I've seen relationships like this where those two people only end up hurting each other because that was a big deal, and they still chose to go forward even though that big deal, they were not able to get past that issue. Because here's the thing, he's going to either pressure her to have kids, or she's going to be convincing him and keep telling him, like I told you, I didn't want to have any more kids. And now y'all going to be at it. Now y'all going to mess each other up for the next people, when you all should not have even went forward with that being a relationship. But what do you all think about that? Do you think, again, somebody that says that they want to have kids versus somebody that said that they're done having kids or they don't want any kids? To me, proceeding in those relationships, that's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe. Somebody gonna get their heart broke. Again, proceeding with someone that doesn't want to be married, but you desire to be married, but they check all other categories, and you're like, you know what? I can do this. I'm gonna be with them. I want to be with them, and you don't want to let them go because they're a good dude, that they're a good woman. But now, 5 years down the line, now you're hoping that they would have changed their mind, because now he should have saw how good of a woman you are, and you think that, okay, well, listen, we've been together for 5 years. That's more than enough time for him to see that I'm a good woman. So why doesn't he want to marry me? Because up front in the beginning, he told you he didn't desire marriage. He didn't see himself being married, but you took that as a challenge to change his mind. And that's where we end up breaking our own heart, because when people are telling you what it is and how they feel, believe it and respect it. Stop trying to change folks' mind. We that is so unfair when people tell you what their truth is. Believe them. It's not your job to make him see and change his mind and all the joys of being married, and he doesn't desire it. He doesn't care. He told you that. Respect it. Find somebody else who believes in what you believe in. So again, for me, things that are important to me, I like talking about that ish up front, just so that I can know how to move. I'm never waiting 6 months to talk about some important ish. I'm never waiting 3 months to start talking about some important ish. You know why? Because now we're going to start catching feelings. I'm going to start catching feelings. I'm going to start now. 3 months. That's been 90 days that you've been talking to this person every day. You're forming a bond with them. And you don't even know how they feel about marriage. You don't know what they feel, how they feel about kids. What the have y'all been talking about for 90 days? What have y'all been talking about? Like, if you ain't talking about life goals and what do you want out of life and where you're going, what are you talking about in that time frame? Because it's supposed to be getting to know each other. And once you find out like enough, I feel like in 90 days, that's enough time for you to find out some substantial things about the person that you're dating. And this is another thing why I'm not a big fan of dating multiple people. But then again, on the flip side, so if you got this guy over here, he doesn't believe in marriage and this and that, so you can go ahead scratch him off the list and replace him with somebody else. Or now you can narrow. So now you've narrowed it down to two. So now these two, they believe in marriage, but out of the two, this one, he got too many kids and the other one ain't got no job. So now you back to zero. So again, this whole dating scene is just foolishness. You may be the man and you're like, okay, listen, I'm with her. She tells me, bam, she don't want no more kids. You want a chick, you want some kids. You're not saying you want to have kids with her, but the simple fact that she's not open to it, that crosses her out the list. So now you down to your two. Now these two, they want kids, but they already got kids and their kids are not well mannered. So you like, well, listen, I see what kind of offspring that she got. So yeah, no, I ain't gonna be a good candidate for this, because I'm never gonna sit up here and have Malachi and Rosemary's Baby and Chucky and Jason, getting on my last good nerve. So yeah, no, it's a no for me. If you do all that, you can find all that out in 30 days. You can find all that out. 2 weeks to 30 days, you can find out a lot of important information if you're having the right conversations. Now, another one. This is now I get a lot of pushback from this. What do you all think about talking about finances and seeing where they are credit-wise? Because that's going to be so important as we go into our topic for tonight. But credit scores, that's something important to know. Like, listen, now you could probably wait a little while, but I'm like this. Important stuff, like I really don't like waiting. Like I find a way to talk about it without it seeming like you're being interviewed. Like if they don't own any property, I'll ask. So, so what are your thoughts on getting owning property? Have you ever thought about being a property owner or this and that? And and then you can kind of ease on into, they may be like, well, nah, I gotta work on my credit. Oh, boom, there you go, right there. To what extent, how much work do you need on your credit? Is it something that we can quickly fix and turn around? Or do you got the IRS? You got a whole bunch of judgments, liens, and you got all the alphabets after you and your money. So I'm not saying that that's you X that person out totally, but at least you can kind of know what's going on. So they may have to have a whole different conversation. Like, listen, we're gonna have to get on a plan. Now they went from being just somebody that you dating to now you're in a relationship with them, and now potentially even leading to marriage. Now that's something good that now you know that up front, because you can start making a game plan. So if you know that you guys are getting serious, listen, I already got a plan for you. So you say your credit ain't together and this and that. While we dating, we gonna be working on getting your ish together. Jay, why would you help him get his stuff, his credit, working on his credit before y'all get together? He ain't even said he want to marry you, or because he a black man. So why not help somebody? Why not put somebody in a better position than they would? It don't have to benefit me, but it's gonna benefit somebody in the black community. It's gonna benefit his kids. So why not? So it's a win-win. So it's like, if you're helping him get his credit and stuff together in the process of you all being in a relationship, or you all talking, or you all are dating, you've added some value to this man's life. So now you've helped him out with that. And then things don't, oh, well, then now he got his credit together. Now things didn't work out between y'all. What they got to do with him getting his credit together? What does that have to do? So because things didn't work out with him, you feel like you shouldn't have helped him get his credit together? Like I don't know, because I would rather have you have your credit together, so if things do become serious between us, then this is not something now we have to fight about this going forward as we are getting married. We don't have to fight about your credit, because guess what? We started working on this way back in the beginning. We started working on this. You didn't know whether or not we were going to be together. I didn't know whether or not we were going to be together. But now that's a big thing that we don't have to worry about, that will cause us to break up, because, oh baby, finances and credit, y'all gonna be arguing. You're gonna be arguing. You're gonna be breaking up because you're gonna go down there. Somebody gonna be trying to get a car and gonna need a co-signer, and both, listen, it's gonna be a mess. So big things, listen, being good and grown, we know what those big issues are. And I'm just saying, don't be afraid to tackle those issues before even getting serious, or before settling down. Don't be afraid to tackle those issues. Cedric, you're saying either you want to help meet, partner, you said partnership, or a piece of paper, or a partnership, or a piece of meat, or a buddy, a friends with benefit. Absolutely. And again, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with, if there's a service or there's a skill that I have and I can help. And maybe that's just how women are. Some women are. That's just the nurturer in us. But I just feel like I want people to win. Unless you make me mad, then I don't want you to win. I may have to destroy you. But for the most part, I want people to win. So it's like, I don't mind helping you if I know something. I don't mind helping you. It doesn't have to be for my benefit. It doesn't have my helping you to get your credit together, or whatever it is that I may help you with. It doesn't have to benefit me. I like this. I like to look at things like this in dating. When I leave, when we part ways, if we part ways, I would like to have deposited something of value in your life. And that's how so don't deposit. Let's get out the habit of leaving negativity and drama and regret in people's lives, because some people, you break up with people and all they're just a big regret. The whole thing is just a big regret. You can look back and you're like, man, they never deposited anything of value in my life. Depositing, just listen, you can go to a nice restaurant. If you've been to a restaurant, you've been to a restaurant, whether it's a 4-star, okay, 5-star, it's just more expensive. The ambience is different, the price of the meal is different, it's a different experience. But I can go out and I can do that for myself. What life lessons, what have you given me to grow as a person? Like, what have you given me? Have you shown me anything? Have you taught me anything? I like people to be able to teach me something besides, negative traits on, just negative foolishness because of dealing with you. Now I picked up this nasty habit of, doing something that I wasn't doing at first before I met you. I like to do the opposite. I like to give you something to think about. I like to give you something to think about on how to build to make yourself better, even if it's not with me. Like I don't care. I'm still like it's still gonna be motion and rotation and whatever it is that I'm doing. But I kind of like to, leave and deposit something that could possibly change a person's life for the better. And it doesn't always necessarily mean that, we're gonna be together. It's just the right thing. I'm just a helper. Like I just like to put people on if I know something because I've been helped so much and I've been blessed along the way. So I just like to always pay it forward. And that's why I don't even be getting mad about a lot of stuff because I do right by people. So I'm going to be blessed, whether you do it or not, whether today or tomorrow, I'm going to get what is in store for me because I do right by people. So just start trying to deposit things into positive things into people's lives, even if it will not have a direct benefit for you. Now I know that I went over a whole bunch of other people's heads because they, people we feel like, listen, I'm not finna fix him up so he can go out there and be better for somebody else. He's not for you. He's not for you. So you know that you don't want no more kids and he want kids, but you're not going to help him. You know how to incorporate businesses. So you're not going to do it because y'all ain't in a relationship, but you ain't going to show him and you ain't going to tell him because y'all ain't going forward. You're not going to be blessed. Plain and simple. You're not going to be blessed. Michael is saying, enjoying your soul. Thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate it. Do right by people. Leave good stuff, deposit good stuff. Again, this community, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all what we are depositing into each other. We leave each other in a state of shock. We leaving PTSD. Listen, folks, we're leaving trust issues. We're leaving heartbreak. We're leaving regret. We're leaving anger. We're leaving dysfunction. That's all the ish. We're leaving hate and contempt for relationships and love and for each other. We're leaving all that ish with each other. So let's stop. Let's leave a little less. You leaving some stuff that's gonna listen, now I gotta go back and sit on Dr. Slowinski's couch. Before I was messing with you, I was fine. I was most emotionally whole and sound. I was mentally whole and sound. I was financially whole and sound. Now I got to go see somebody up here to help me get this back together and this back together. And now I got to go see the credit repair specialist. I got to go file bankruptcy because this is all of the ish you came and brought in my life. Be careful. Be mindful on who you allow to come in your life because people are leaving all of this negative crap. Now you got to get the sage and all of this and that, and now you got to start doing cleansings and look, y'all, I'm gonna start doing some spiritual cleansings up in here, just like, listen, whammy bammy, get them, chase them away, because some people are just not right, and they just listen. You don't bring nothing good. You don't have anything of value to offer. Oh, Jay, what do you mean you don't have anything of value? You don't have any moral values. You don't have any integrity. You're not honest. You don't have a game plan. You're not sincere. Those are things of value. Like, and we never talk about that. The only thing that is important is what somebody can do for you or what they paying for. Now, listen, speaking of paying for, tonight's hot topic, you all. Tonight we are talking about, look, hold on, let me get a little. Tonight we're talking about who should pay on the first date. Who should pay on the first date? You all, as we turn on these social media sites, every time you plug in, you open one of these apps up, and it's a tug of war primarily between black men and black women. It's a tug of war on this topic. Who should pay on the first date? So, first, let me ask this. When you first, fellas, how do you feel about a woman asking you out? Do you want a woman to ask you out, or do you prefer to ask a woman out? Fellas, what do you all feel about that? Drop it in the comments. Do you prefer to ask a woman out, or do you prefer her to ask you out? Now, ladies, let me ask you, do you ask men out, or do you prefer for a man to ask you out? What if you see a man and, man, he looking good? You like, oh, baby. Are you going to go and ask him out, or are you going to wait and see if he asks you out? So I don't. I'm not an asker. I'm not asking a man out. I'm not. Now, if I see a man and I think that he looks attractive and I want to talk, then I'll get his attention. I will initiate. Like, now, look, I talk. I love this. This mouth is ridiculous. So I'll talk because I'm a talker. So I'll have no problem with initiating a conversation with a complete stranger. Like, I'll talk. And after the end of that conversation, like, if for me, that says that if you don't ask me for my number, I didn't do it for you. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh well, he didn't ask me for my number. I'm never talking. What? Do y'all know how many people I talk to a day? Listen, sipping coffee, kicking the look. So, ladies, if you see a man, like I said, I'm not shooting my shot, but I will initiate a conversation. I would. Like, I have no problem with initiating a conversation. And again, at the end of the conversation, if he doesn't ask, let's exchange information, then I'm okay with that. Like, my pride ain't hurt, my ego ain't, like, I just was not the cup of coffee for him, and it's cool. I'm not, oh, well, he didn't. He didn't. I'm not doing it. Because I genuinely, first of all, I'm always ask some stuff that I want to know. Like, I'm always going, because I love to network with people. You may not be the dude for me. I may not like how you sound. I may see your nails close up and they bit to the rim like you have a nervous condition. So now I don't know. No, we not talking because I'm good. So in the process, I'm like assessing from head to toe. And if I start talking and I'm interested, then I'll flirt. If I'm not, I'm gonna keep it professional. So that's always, like, ladies, and for me, I always feel like that's always the benefit of you stepping up and you saying something, because you kind of control the tone of the conversation. Like, if you get up in his face, he's smelling good, and like, man, yeah, oh, this might be a little something right here, like, I may want to check this out. You turn a little flirt on. But if you start talking to him and he sounds stupid, or whatever it is, you're instantly turned off. Not to flirt. You could just keep it totally professional. No harm, no foul. You all, this is good game I'm giving out. Listen, look. So that's what I do. But as far as going up and asking a man for his number, I'm not doing it. I'm just not. Never have. It's not me. Am I mad at women that do it? Am I saying a woman shouldn't do that? You should do whatever you like. What floats my boat, that's not the route that I take. But I do know women that don't have a problem with going up and asking a man for his number. Now you may be like, well, Jay, why won't you ask a man for his number or ask a man out? The reason I won't, you all, I will be honest, fellas, because if I have to take the lead and ask you out, I'm gonna lead. I'm gonna run you through the whole relationship. I'm gonna run everything, and that's just how I am. I know me, so don't put me in position where the I have to be the leader and I have to take that role, because then I'm gonna take it too far. You gonna have my baby. I'm gonna be rubbing your back for cramps. I'm gonna be all of that. I'm gonna get you ice cream. I'm gonna get you Victoria's Secret. I'm gonna do that. And I know that you all deserve better than that. So I don't want to be that person, but I know how I am. So therefore, that's why I don't pursue men, because I know that I know I would just take it too far with being dominant. And now I have a lot of good guy friends that have spent years trying to talk to me and tell me I can't be like that. But it's just how it's gonna be, because I felt like if I did the legwork and I initiated the conversation, and we had a conversation and you didn't pick up on it, or I didn't do it for you. Ladies, we got to be okay with not doing it for these dudes. You got to be okay. See, a lot of us get in our feelings and we just like, oh, he he wasn't interested. So what? So listen, so he wasn't interested. Go take that shirt off, put a tank top on, go back outside, try it again. They gonna come flocking. Like, I mean, one dude wasn't interested. Like, we just fall out over. No, 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 no. So therefore, like I say, it's a no for me. But women that approach men, how does that work out for you? And what do you change? Does that like change the tone of the relationship when a woman pursues you? And fellas, let me know. What do you all think? Do you want a woman to pursue you? Do you want a woman to ask you out? Do you want Leo you're saying, "Oh, I want to be led." You can lead though. You strong black woman. So you want a woman to lead. You want a woman to lead. Cedric, you're saying exactly. You just took the words out of my mouth. What do you all think though? Like, so Cedric, do you want a woman to pursue you? And if so, like, how does that work? Like, y'all want them to come on up and lay that good game on y'all, or do you want her to just flirt to get your attention and you can take it from there? Y'all, if y'all want to talk to me, the number is 708 223 8953, 708 223 8953. But again, there's nothing wrong. Whatever floats your boat, whatever works for you, then that's the method that you should pursue and that you should take. Because when dating, I don't think that there's a one size fit all, because it's so many different people. We all have different personalities. We all desire different things. So it's just like, what do you want? Do what you want, do what you like, and find someone that matches that. For me, I need a leader. I can't like you it's you got to be a leader. You got to be a visionary. Like, I can't deal with just it's you got to be a go-getter. Like, you can't just be somebody that needs somebody to, a needy person. Like, I can't I can't. But again, there's somebody out there that will take care of you, that will all of this. I'm a builder. I'll help you build, and all that. Like, we can totally rock that. Build all the time. But needing to have somebody that doesn't have any vision and doesn't have any dreams and aspirations, and not only dreams, but you're working towards your dreams and you're building things, you just have to know what's important to you. But when you go and you're talking about approaching a man or asking a man out on a date, I'm not, but again, I will definitely strike up a conversation. I'll definitely get his attention. I'll definitely be all up in his face. I will definitely open the door. And if you don't walk through, then to me that means that you're not interested. And some men may say, Jay, no, that don't mean that a closed mouth don't get fed. Well, I was all up in your face, and clearly this was not what you was trying to eat. So therefore, no harm, no foul. If I'm all in your face and I'm talking and we're having a conversation and you don't choose to take it to the next level, you let me walk away, this was not the meal that you were supposed to be eating. You have to be eating on something. You got to find something else that you gonna eat on. You got to find that meal that you see it like, oh, I like this, I want this right here. You got to find that. And if ladies, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, that I think that if you strike up a conversation with a man and he doesn't take it to the next level, he doesn't take the lead to ask for your information or things like that, then in my opinion, now again, fellas have told me that I'm wrong, so y'all can listen to whoever y'all want to listen to. I'm not doing it, because I feel like if you see me, we've had a conversation right there, you didn't want immediately, just off instinct, I was not what you wanted to keep in contact with. I wasn't. It doesn't take rockets. It's not saying that, oh, he wants to be in a relationship with me. I'm just not somebody that he wanted to keep in contact with. And it be real. So you can't get all bent up out of shape about it. But fellas, let me know, am I looking at that the wrong way? Am I telling the ladies the wrong thing? If a man doesn't, if she has opened up the door to conversation and she stepped to you, she flirting, and you don't ask for her information, does that not mean you're not interested? Like, she was good to have a conversation with, but she's not somebody that you wanted to keep in contact with. Because what I know, one thing I know about men, if he wants you, he's going to have you. He's going to say, he's not going to let you get away and he has no way to contact you. He's just not. So if he wants you, I say, step up, make the introductions. But if he's not saying anything, then just, hey, you not what he's checking for. I strongly believe that, because once he see the chick that he checking for, or the chick that come approach him that he checking for, I can promise you this: he's not going to let her get away. So if he's letting you get away, then you're not the chick for this particular guy, and you got to just keep your real out there. Now, who should pay for the first date? So who should pay for the date, you all? Should the man pay for the date? Should the woman pay for the first date? Should they go Dutch, or what? Who pays for this first doggone date? Who sets up the first date? Cedric, you're saying pursue me as in ask me out, no problem with it, because I would never let a woman pursue me as I make the lead in establishing something next level. I'd already let it be known I was feeling her. Absolutely. So then Cedric is saying what I'm saying. So, if a man is feeling you, ladies, if you step to a man and you like flirting with him, and if he's feeling you, he's going to step up and he's going to take the lead of the situation. But if he doesn't, then for me, he's not interested. And, you got to go ahead on and bark up somebody else's tree. But first dates, fellas, first dates are on y'all. I think the first few dates are on the men. Oh my God. And I can hear you all now. because I believe that a man should court a woman. Oh, I ain't gonna be sitting up here courting these women. What you mean court these women? Listen, if you don't think that she's worth you courting her, why you out with her? If you think that listen, fellas, if you all think this little of these chicks, why are you wasting your time being out there in the beginning? Because if if you just out to get something, listen, it's plenty of chicks that's just selling it. Stop going through the pretense, stop going through the motion of acting like you're trying to build something or you're trying to go out. Let's just start saying what it is. I'm telling you all, people are down for it. Chicks are down for it. If you just trying to smash, listen, let them know I got a bottle of this. We can grab this and we can go do something. They down for it. Y'all don't hear the music. Y'all don't see the videos. Y'all don't hear the conversations that is going on. They down for it. So you not offending anybody. People, they down for it. We living in a whole different society where you don't even have to waste your time trying to take somebody out on a date if you don't think that she's worthy of going on a date. So if you don't think that a woman is worth being treated like a woman, why are you talking to her? That's on you. Why are you talking to her? Find somebody else that you could just go ahead on and listen. I'm telling you, the smash and put it back is, listen, baby, it's on and popping. Okay, they letting you smash and they smashing y'all, and they gonna put you back. It's real. So let's stop going through the pretenses. If that's your type of mindset, if you're a fellow man that has that mindset, oh, well, she ain't worth the shame on you. You should have just spent that little $40 and went and go get you a little $40 holler and you'd have been out of there. You ain't even got to complain about, you taking her this, she trying to order this. You ain't got to worry about that. So, fellas, for me, you paying for these dates. You paying for the first date. Jay, you not paying for the first date? No, because I'm not asking him on no date. I'm not. When we're in a relationship and we're together, then we do for each other. We do for each other. Let me say that again. When we are in a relationship, we do for each other. It's not just, oh, my hand is out. When we're in a relationship, when we're together, we take each other out. We plan nice things for each other. We're there to support each other. We're there. It's a mutual thing. But dating, first dates, who pay for the dates? Yep, fellas, it's on you. It's on you. It is on you. Now, some of you all now say, well, Jay, what if she asked me out? If she asked you out, then fellas, I think that she has to pay. Ladies, if you asking these men out, especially on these first dates, don't KO end up in there and expecting him to pay. Why would you ask him out if you didn't expect to pay? That's why I say, don't ask them out. Stop asking these guys out, especially if you're not preparing to pay. So if a woman asks a man out, especially on a first date, ma'am, you should be paying. Now, some men have said that they would go 50-50 if a woman asks them out on a date, then they would go 50-50. Leo, you're saying if we just friends, we are going Dutch. My friends take me out, but okay. When I'm with a man, I don't touch my wallet. I just don't. But I don't, it's not that I'm sitting up there and expecting, oh well, I'm just, because I'll reach. But the men that I know, like, I don't have to, but I don't have a problem with it. Like, so if I gotta get it, I got it. And I'm not gonna have an attitude about it, but it won't be in a dating setting. It won't be on a date setting. Like, listen, I have guy friends. Listen, come over here. I want to take you out. Cool. Go out. You ask me out. It's not a date. You asked me to come outside. Okay, I'm coming outside. I know you got me. Do you owe me that? Am I obligated for that? No. But the brothers that I know, this has not, like, I can honestly say this, I've never had this issue on who has to pay for a date. I've never encountered this. Like, I've never had this problem. So I didn't know like it was this big of a deal. Like, men not wanting to pay for women's dates and things like that. I didn't really know that this was a real issue, because I'm just like, men don't, ladies, if you're being a lady, like, I don't think that men have a problem with treating you like a lady. But if they feel like, and you're acting like they owe you something, or you are looking for something, you're trying to get over, you use them, then that's when I believe that it becomes, men, they become defensive. Now listen to this. When you are going on a date and these men are taking women on the date, ladies, how do you order? So if this man is taking you on a date, are you ordering just how you want to order, or are you ordering whatever it is that you want to order, or are you being mindful of this man's pockets? Because we're seeing a lot of that. We're seeing a lot of women that will go on these dates and they're just ordering all this extravagant stuff. And now you're ordering and you're having running up these expensive bills. And then you looking at the man and you looking at him. You done ordered all this liquor or whatever y'all be drinking. And now the bill, listen, for some people, $300, that's an expensive bill just for a flipping date. That is expensive. So depending on what your financial bracket is, $300 for the average person just for one date, that is an expensive date for the average person. Okay, if you're dealing with somebody in the upper 1% for the finances, then we can scratch that $300 being expensive, because the sky's the limit. They got it. I say this, the rule of thumb for when ordering, ladies, I look at it like, now fellas, let me know, am I helping y'all with this? Ladies, don't get mad when I say this. But I think that when you're on these dates, you should order and eat according to your financial bracket. I'll say it again. You should order and eat according to your financial bracket. Don't sit up there and try to show, oh, he over here. If you ain't never bought yourself filet mignon or creme brulee, if you ain't never had lamb to olive, if you ain't never did that for yourself, why do you go and try to order that on his dime? Order how you would order for yourself. And I'm gonna say this is why. Because men, they looking and seeing. They scoping you out to see exactly what you gonna do. That's why some people don't get a second date, because you done clowned around on the first date. He like, now she know good and doggone well, she on whatever expensive liquor that y'all be ordering. He like, now she know good and doggone well, she ain't never even had this. Unless you with a man, again, that has it like that, and he telling you, listen, order something that you've never had before, or it's okay, get whatever it is that you want. If you got that man, then you go and order things, extravagant things, because he got it. But if you out here with the average heart, and there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the average hardworking man, fellas. I'm trying to let these chicks respect your pockets, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. But order according to what you can afford. Order according to, if you was paying for this meal, what would you order? And that's, to me, dating etiquette. If you ordering what you would order if you had to pay for it, then you doing the right thing. But if you sitting up here ordering all of this crazy stuff that you know that you've never had for yourself. You've never ordered this type of ish before. Why would you expect this man to have to pay for all of that? And then, especially if you mess around and order some stuff you can't even pronounce, and then you don't like it, girl, you better eat all this food off this doggone plate. I done paid $85 for this. You better eat every last crumb off this plate. That's how I would be if I was a dude. But ladies, start ordering and eating your wage, not his, not what you think that he got, because again, it will help, in my opinion, to build a more meaningful bond, because then he won't feel like, man, she was just out for a meal, or she was just, because that's the common thing now. Oh, she just out to get something to eat, and she just, that's the common thing. So if you ordering something that you would typically order, or you're ordering within that budget, I think that men would appreciate that. Order how you, if you had to pay for, if this was something that you had to pay for, order like that. Stop ordering all those expensive drinks. All of, oh, I want another Frito. I want another Frito. I want another pink Frito. I want to, like, what? I'm gonna tell you, because I go out with some of y'all and we out in a group setting, and I'm like, y'all ordering all this expensive liquor, and I'm looking, I'm like, it's $65 for a glass. I'm like, oh, hecky no, because I don't drink, and you not finna sit up here and run my bill up. Now we got to sit up here and act like we finna split the bill 12,000 ways. I'm good. I'm good. I've been in places where we done went out. These folks done ordered all these drinks. I don't drink. And you coming back, you got a $2,000 bill. And now they looking. And I'm like, now see, y'all done set up here and drunk all this liquor. And now look, I mean, and it got resolved without a problem, but I'm just like, I don't like being in that situation, because I'm like, I'm not wasting my money. If I'm going to eat, then I'm going to eat and I'm going to have a good time. But I'm not splitting the bill for your liquor, for you to be a drunkard. I'm just not going to do it. You can be a drunkard on your own good and doggone time. But again, ladies, when you going out and these men are asking you out, I think that the men should pay for the first date. I think that the men should pay for the first date. But ladies, I also think that when you are going out on these first dates and you're ordering, I think that you should be mindful, again, of the man that you're with. I think you should be mindful and stay within a mindful budget. Now, if you one of these chicks that, oh, this is all I eat and this is all I eat and this and that, and you looking at this dude and you can tell that how you eat, or how you claim you eat like this, but you got Section 8, so you can afford to eat like that. You eat like that because you living with your baby daddy, or you living with your mama and them, so you can eat like that. So you one of them people that's living in la la land because you don't have a whole bunch of grown folk responsibility, so you feel like you really living like that, and you just, but you're really not. You're not doing nothing but lying and deceiving yourself. Still, you have to order on your real budget, because if you lost your Section 8 today, what would you be ordering? If you lost your Section 8 today, what would you order off that menu? And that's how you should be ordering. Order your wage, order your salary bracket, order it, and be mindful. But let's stop having a using spirit and a using outlook. But again, fellas, y'all go ahead on and ask these. If you asking these ladies out, pay for the first date. Ladies, stop asking these men out. If he liked you, if he wanted you, he would have you. If he saw you and he didn't ask you for anything, he don't want you. And you just got to wait till you find somebody that is checking for you. But guys, listen. But I thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our YouTube channel and like our channel and subscribe. That's the Jaye Spot Radio. Go to our Facebook and like and follow us there. That's the Jaye Spot. go to Instagram, like and follow us there. The Jaye Spot, guys, Jaye is spelled Jaye for all three. Until next time, you all take care of yourselves and each other. Good night. Peace out. Good night, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good night, everybody. Ladies,
thank you for hitting the Jaye Spot on intellectualradio.com.